Good morning, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is the first mini class in this 4-part series that is available to everyone on our timeline. There's no opt-in required for this. You can just show up.
But it's definitely continuing on from itself.
Yeah, so you guys are used to us doing one-off lives, answering questions and different teaching topics, and this next 4 days we wanted to do something a little different. We wanted to create a mini journey that we could take you on that built on itself, as most of our actual journeys do when we're teaching in a program or something. That allows you to start within and then move it out relationally, that builds on itself, that creates change, and that is giving you something each day to take away and implement and experience, and then come back the next day and you can ask us questions and interact with us, and we can take it a little deeper and we can give you more teaching so that you're actually in momentum.
Yes.
Today. Leave the fridge light.
And the topic of this teaching series is around speaking your truth. We were looking at kind of the different themes. There's so many different themes that women bring to us, but there's definitely one around how to really bring yourself and your needs and like your whole empowered self into your communication with your children and also with your partner, and also how big that is, so that, which is what we're going into today, how much that is your communication with yourself, how you speak to yourself.
Yeah, so I think in a video a while back when we were talking about boundaries in parenting and the maze that is, we talked about this scenario that happens. It's really common for mothers, that especially gentle conscious mothers who are really exploring paradigm shift, not raising their children on the mainstream, not taking the arbitrary lines in the sand and the rules and the things that exist just because, and re-examining all of that. And they go through a process of letting go of a lot of boundaries. And in that process, somewhere along the line, and it starts right back at attachment, parenting and birth and breastfeeding on demand, blah, blah, blah. There's this letting go of boundaries, letting go of ourselves. And it is a really valuable journey to make the paradigm shift. But at some point, so many mothers get lost and go, hold on a second, where the hell am I in this? Like, where does what I even, and sometimes they even stop thinking about my needs. I don't know what my needs are. My needs don't matter. Who cares what my needs are? And
and they feel like they've got to a point where they don't know how to, like, they don't feel like their children and their partner or anybody else really
hears them
and
or gets them. And there's like this whole frustration around, where do I fit in this? And why is no one hearing me? I don't feel heard. And this series is the answer to a lot of that, to start bringing yourself back into the situation. And good morning to everyone who is joining. Please feel free to say hello. It's so much nicer not to talk to an empty screen. So this is about communicating, bringing yourself back into the picture, and that's got to start with you. And we're going to talk about that because there's the inner piece here, bringing yourself back into the equation. And then how you start communicating that so it lands, so that it can be received by the other person, so that you're still feeling aligned, like you're a conscious, gentle, cooperative, partnership-based mother, and not like some dictator or something, but you're there and your words are landing and people are hearing you, and you have this authentic sense of leadership with your children. That's a really natural one. That's a really, it's partnership based, but they're hearing you. You're not just go, no one pays attention to me. And so that's where this series is going. That's what we're going to do. We're going to build on it over the next 4 days. There's going to be inner work and outer work. So there'll be some inner pieces about learning to hear your needs. Sometimes we've forgotten how even acknowledge what we need and feel. And where that sits in your self-care and your self-love. There's a whole piece around that. And then what's the conscious communication practices? How do you actually really make that land? And we're going to take you right back to the foundations, because that's where the change is huge. When you start to talk about your intention and your energy, when you embody some of that in your energy and you create congruency, that lands, and then your words are just kind of floating on top of that real congruent energy. It's a very different way to communicate. But you've got to understand what's going on within you first. Before you can communicate outwards to anyone else, there's got to be clarity within. And if that is missing, if that is like wavering, and you've got all these internal pieces going on, and I really need this, it's not okay to ask for that, blah, 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 all that stuff going on inside, then creating that congruency so your words land, and all the communication strategies that we give you won't be nearly as effective. So we want to give you the inner piece here, which is really critical. So that's all happening across the next 4 days.
Yes, and make sure you listen out, because we have a competition.
Yeah, this is fun. This is going to be so much fun.
If you stay with us, whether you're on the replay or you're live with us now, stay till the end and listen out for the secret word.
We'll tell you what the secret word is.
Yeah.
Somewhere through this video we'll go, and the secret word for today is, take that secret word. Did we decide on the secret word?
Yes, we did. Actually, it's 2 words.
Okay. Oh, I remember now. Okay. When you hear the secret word, you message us.
Yeah, and let us know, and then you're in the draw to be one of 3 women to win a 3-month scholarship into Mother Rising, so a whole trimester.
A whole trimester, and this trimester is going to be phenomenal and amazing, and you're going to get the tiniest taste of it in the next 4 days, because the deep dive that we do in trimester is going to be special. So this is the way for you to win that.
Yes, so listen out for it.
Over the next 4 days. Okay, so let's actually get on and just do the class. Should we actually... We're going to assume, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you've heard of Mother Rising Sisterhood by now. Do we need to talk about that?
We have so many other videos all about it. So look on our page.
Look on our timeline.
And we can mention a bit at the end.
Yeah, but let's just get into the class. Let's get into the teaching that we want to do today.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking your truth in a way that creates even more connection within yourself and between you and your child, and also your partner, wherever that relationship really needs some connection. And also in a way that empowers you and brings you into the picture, but certainly doesn't take away from your child or anybody else. It actually empowers all of you together.
Yeah.
And today we're beginning with the self-awareness. Your awareness of yourself and the way that you communicate with yourself. And the way that you check in with yourself.
Absolutely. So there's a couple pieces here. The first piece is the tool that we use, that we will be going in depth on in this first trimester in Mother Rising, but we'll give it to you now in this digestible form for today. Tracking. And tracking is a present moment piece where you tune in and check in with yourself. We'll lead you through a little one of these in a minute, so don't worry about how. But you tune into what is moving within you. What are you feeling, and what are you needing and wanting? And that sounds ridiculously simple. It's like, well, yeah. I have had many women, you would have too, for sure, and in our groups, say, I do not have a clue what I'm feeling, and I don't know what I need.
Yeah, either one or the other or both.
Yeah.
And it is, there's so many reasons why this is so important.
We've put ourselves to the side so much for our children, yeah?
Yeah, and also even just the foundation of any conscious communication is sharing what's real. And there is no way you can bring yourself into the equation and let your children know. Like, they won't know what's going on for you if you don't first get used to knowing that yourself.
Yeah.
So that checking in with yourself, what's going on for me, what am I feeling, what am I needing, needs to be the beginning. It needs to be before anything else.
Yep. Your communication needs to come back to what's real in the present moment and right down to the base of needs. Okay, what are the needs driving everyone in the situation, including you? And if you don't know, and if you've pushed it down so far over the years that you can't really even attach to it, then it's sitting there driving a lot of your behaviour, trying to get out, trying to get met, even though you're not communicating with anyone, in weird ways, in like outbursts and freakouts and frustration and pissed offness and all sorts of stuff. And you're sending this really mixed communication outwards into the world to your children. And children read energy like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, that is a primary way that they take in information about the world around them. So they are reading your energy, and if it's really not congruent, and if you're not even aware of it, or you say one thing but something else is happening inside, all of that dilutes your ability to be congruent, and your words just, they don't even land. Yeah.
So the first part that we're giving for you today is take some time to tune in and get curious, even if it's a pretty foreign experience for you now. The more you practice doing it, the more access you have to your own inner landscape.
Yeah. So it might feel structured. Like when we do it today, you might, wow, this is really feels foreign and a bit structured, and how could I do that in the moment? As you practice it more and more, you'll be able to just do it, in the moment. You'll be able to tune in. So if it feels a bit awkward today, no, that's because it's a new skill, and it takes time to just build that muscle.
Yeah. So practice it now. Tune in. What am I feeling in this moment? And we'll go into this a little bit further in this workshop, the fact that you might be feeling lots of things, you might be thinking lots of things, you might be needing lots of things. But for now, just start with what is at least one thing that's moving inside you. Check in with yourself. And given that, what am I needing?
Let's guide them. Let's just do 1-2 minutes of tracking. Mini track.
Okay.
We're going to do a mini track here, because I think I'm a big fan of being experiential and not theoretical.
Okay,
let's track.
Okay, so in the moment you can go as expanded and as deep with this as you like. But this is just a practice to get a bit more clear on what are those different things that are going on inside you, because there is so much information moving around in your body, in your emotions, in your head, in your thoughts all the time.
Your energy.
And when you're not consciously connected to it, then you are going to be unconsciously relating, unconsciously communicating, unconsciously having it all just flow out of you in ways that you often don't want to.
Yeah.
So you need to come back to consciousness.
So when we do this tracking, which we'll do right now, it is present moment. It's not what you think you should be feeling, or what you assume you might be feeling, or what you felt before last time when you checked how you felt, or anything like that. Is right now. And the second piece to this is that you be open and curious. Okay, you don't need to attach story or meaning to anything. It doesn't have to be, oh, that means something, or oh no, or none of that needs to happen. It's just an openness and a curiosity about what's there. Observe it from kind of like a pulled back point of view.
Curious witness.
Yeah. So.
All right, so
do you want to just track in the layers briefly?
Yeah.
One of these or two of these layers will feel more natural to you than others. Everyone has a preference. A lot of people are pretty good at hearing the mental layer. Explore all of the levels as Kaya does it here and now. But when you track in the moment, you'll move between them, and you might not cover all of them, only do one. That's all okay. Just play with this experience.
Yeah. All right, so firstly, come into your body. Take a breath and tune into your body. The first layer you want to track is your body. So notice how you can feel your breath moving in and out of your body in this moment, not how you think your breath should feel. Actually notice how it feels right now. And then notice if you can track anything else physically. Like it might be I'm feeling a cold on my arm, or I can feel my heart beating in my chest. There's like a crick in my back. There's a tension in my shoulder. Whatever is there. There's like pins and needles in my foot. Whatever. Just notice it. Just track it. Say, I'm noticing. And then we'll move to the layer of your mind. And the mind is always moving, it's always busy, and there's always multiple voices that are saying multiple things. And this is just like a curious little snapshot of like, what is there? What am I saying? Notice the different thoughts that are coming through.
And don't make them mean anything.
And also you don't need to make them wrong.
Or right. Or
and if you do make them wrong, track that, oh, there's another voice that's making that voice wrong.
I'm judging that.
Yeah. And a big part of this, just noticing what's moving, like, oh, I'm noticing that voice that's saying I'm probably not doing this quite right. And then there's this other voice that's saying, what is the point of this? Like, whatever, I'm not wanting to put words in your mouth, but a big part of this is all of this is valid. None of it's wrong. You don't need to get rid of any of it. You're just noticing it. And then we'll move to the emotional layer. So get curious. Is there any emotions moving in your body? You don't have to label them, and you also can if you want to. But just notice, is there any emotions moving? And sometimes when you go to track emotion, there's stuckness, there's disconnect. And then you can just track that. I'm noticing there's a disconnect. I have a sense that there might be an emotion under that, and at the moment what I can track is a disconnect. Just notice it. Just be with it.
Yep. Notice I feel nothing.
Yeah. And then this is often really connected to the emotional layer. They could be one and the same for you, and they could be different. Everybody experiences things differently. But notice, track energy. Can you feel like energy pulsing through your body, like life force? Or can you feel energy stuck or concentrated in any part of your body?
Or sluggish, or jerky. Like how's your energetic system moving?
Is it warm or cold or fast or slow? Just notice it. Just be with what's really moving inside you.
Okay, so we're going to just stop talking, and I'm just going to say the layer, and I just want you to track. So breathe, stay with your breath, present moment. Okay, so track body. Track mind. What are you hearing? What voices are there? Track emotion. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it? And track energy.
And given all of that, tune in to what you want right now. What needs are there? And this is valid. And it bubbles up from what's moving. And it might be, I don't know what I want. And lovingly tune into that. And then given that I don't know what I want, what do I want? Or what do I need? And it might be to have more connection with what I want. And then feel into that and allow that to be. So just given what I'm tracking, what do I need and what do I want?
And don't make anything that bubbles up invalid. It is just as valid as I need fun, I need a nap, I need a glass of water. Like there's whatever comes.
I need a year off. You can still
you can pack my bags and go to a tropical island. Just allow whatever's there to bubble up. Okay, just take a deep breath. That is an initial experience of tracking. Now you know what is moving within you right now. Right now.
And it always changes.
It always changes, yeah. If we track at the end of this, you'll be in a different space. And that's perfectly fine. But when you know this, now you have an accurate starting place to navigate from, both internally within you and externally in your communication. If you don't have an accurate starting point, then congruency is hard to find. It's hard to really land your words powerfully, to feel heard. Everything kind of goes pear-shaped. So just notice where you are now, and that's your tracking. Second piece that we're going to bring up today is that we go into this a lot in this next trimester in Mother Rising too, but when we track that mental layer, there were probably, and we didn't give you very long to track there, but there was probably several different thoughts or voices talking all at the same time. There might have been a to-do list, there might have been, I think I'm doing this right, there might have been, there's like a few things all happening at the same time. You are a multifaceted person. Every person is. The formation of the psyche is built that way. There are collections of experiences, beliefs, opinions, purposes. You can have one part of you that believes something and another part of you that kind of believes something else, which can be really, I don't know what I believe, that can be confusing. One part that wants something or needs something, and another part of you that wants and needs something else, which can be very frustrating, stuck place. You might want freedom and space and want to be totally present and connected to your children and be like, that feels hard. That is normal, healthy psyche. And in this lesson today, like in this class today, just know that that is valid and normal, and you don't need to make either part wrong.
Yeah. And it's
all of them
also in your emotions too, because they're all connected.
Yeah.
All the layers that we shared are all
connected,
intimately connected to each other. We're just separating them for the sake of getting to know yourself more.
Yeah.
Like all the layers of emotions are all connected to all the layers of thoughts, like all the different.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And all of that is fine. Today, just allow all of it to be valid. Allow yourself to be multidimensional, because you're so multifaceted. There are so many parts of you. All of them serve a purpose, a valid purpose within your psyche, even the ones that are giving you grief and putting you down and blah, blah, blah on you all the time, your inner critic. All of them are actually trying to serve the greater whole that is you. So don't make any of them wrong. All of them have validity. And if it's a really big piece for you, like if the voices are really loud and there's lots of them, that feels really hard sometimes, or you have a voice really driving you, on you, come join Mother Rising, because this trimester we are going to work about coming into healthy, loving partnership with these aspects of ourselves, so we create more internal peace and space within, so that
they actually come on board with being a helpful, active part of us.
Yeah, but they're actually on board for that. They want to actually fulfill their purpose. They might not be doing it in a great way, and we work to fix that, to bring that up to speed so it works for everyone. But in this moment, today, and as you're moving forwards in the next 24 hours, just know it is totally okay to have two seemingly contradictory thoughts, beliefs, wants, needs, and feelings.
And
it's fine.
A way that I find it really helpful to remember that and to bring that into like that basic experience of tracking, what am I feeling, what's moving in me, what am I needing, is to shift that slightly to, a part of me is feeling this and needing this, and a part of me is feeling this and needing this.
Yeah. You can even use those words when you communicate externally. A part of me is really angry about this.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
And it's as well as just checking in with yourself with like what's moving in me. Just remember that when you're checking in with gentleness and curiosity and a grounding where you know that all of it is valid and all your needs matter, all the different contradictory feelings and thoughts, they all have a place. So whenever you kind of feel like you're in conflict with yourself and you're kind of batting up against a part of you that you wish wasn't there, just come back to all parts serve. Like I want to understand the feelings and the needs in every thing here. Like the way that you want to relate with your children is also the way you want to relate with yourself.
Absolutely. Take any of your favourite conscious parenting practices and turn them on yourself. Always an awesome idea. So we're not going to go into too much depth today on all of that, because what we really want you to take out and practice today is your needs matter, and you need to...
Yes.
Secret word.
The secret word is I matter.
Okay. So if you message Facebook now, us on Facebook, not Facebook generically,
On Facebook,
and just type I matter. That's it. You don't have to say anything else.
Into the drawer.
You're in the drawer. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's the secret word. So today, your needs matter. Okay? They are not optional if you want to communicate in a way where you truly feel heard. Your needs matter because it's an act of self-love. It is important modeling for your children. It is actually your children want to know your needs because it helps them get clarity. Your children want to support you, I guarantee it. And so to communicate clearly what your real needs are is so helpful in all your relationships, all of them. So not only is it internally super important for you as an act of self-care, as an act of sustainability and motherhood, of being true to yourself, of having your own back and not just ignoring yourself. It's also the outer piece. It matters that you communicate your needs if you want your words to land. It matters that you communicate cleanly because you're people who love you, they want to support you, and the clearer you are in that, the easier, the stronger the connection is. If you communicate your needs and show a level, that is showing a level of vulnerability in the situation, I guarantee you'll create more connection. Straight off the bat.
And you'll be modelling that to your children, because we are in a society where most people grow up not connected to themselves, not connected to their feelings and their needs and what's actually real for them.
Yeah. And they project a lot in their communication, you, da-da-da-da, you, blah, 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 blah. And like they're so deflecting of their own experience. So, track for the next 24 hours, practice what's moving in me. And just ask yourself, what am I doing? What am I needing or wanting? Whichever word lights you up more is fine. What am I...
all valid.
It's all valid. What am I feeling? What am I needing? And externally, outwards, relationally, practice saying that in the next 24 hours. Okay? When you want to communicate with someone, I'm feeling this and I'm needing this. I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm needing space. I'm feeling rushed and I need some help. I'm feeling whatever and I need whatever.
I'm feeling grateful and I just need to say that.
I'm feeling playful. I need us to get out and go do something fun. Whatever it is, we want you to practice tuning in, finding out for yourself where you really are in the moment. And then your only outward strategy today, I'm feeling this, I'm needing this, or I'm wanting this. Okay.
And a little bit about tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to be diving way more into energy and intention and embodied intention, how powerful it is to be aware of how you show up even before you speak.
Huge. Sometimes you don't even need to speak. I'm going to tell you a story about that tomorrow. A fun story. Kaya loves this story. She has asked me to tell it. Yeah, your intention and your energy are those foundational pieces in communication. And if you put some effort, some intention, and some willingness to be conscious around those, that first little piece will set up everything else to flow. The words will just flow over the top of it. It won't even feel stressful thinking about what words you want to come out. And the big piece here is you'll be congruent internally and externally. What you feel and what you say will be lining up, which is huge when you are trying to communicate. Huge. So that's tomorrow's class. And there'll be another secret word tomorrow. You can message us that one. Yay. So, questions?
Yeah, if anybody has any.
Yeah. If you're on the replay, because we're getting lots of people on replay, that's normal. If you're on replay, we are totally here answering questions on these comments. We're really engaged over these next 4 days as live a teaching series as we can make this, as much as a full experience of being with us. Take the practice and work it for 24 hours. At least try it once, but hopefully try it a couple times and come back tomorrow and ask us anything. Tell us where you got stuck. Tell us what worked. Tell us what didn't. Tell us, share a story, anything. Allow yourself to really be here in this teaching, and I guarantee you in real time over the 4 days you will see, experience and feel shifts in this whole way that you communicate and speak your truth. Aho. I think that's it. No questions coming, so we're good today and we're pretty much on time.
Yay. And if you haven't heard about Mother Rising, we will put the link in the description, or in the... Oh, it is in the description.
It's in the description. Doors close.
Doors
4
close.
5 days. 5 days.
On next Tuesday.
Something like that, yeah.
So not long.
And Mother Rising is about experiencing motherhood the way in your heart you know it should be. It is about feeling empowered and topped up and tuned in and connected. It is about cultivating so much love that it allows it to just bubble up from within you and just overflow out into all of your relationships. It's about stepping into your wholeness, into your light. It is
your power.
And your power.
Because you are incredibly powerful. Way more powerful than you give yourself credit for.
Absolutely. And it is about claiming the gifts and really working with the gifts of motherhood, not just the responsibilities, which we're all so familiar with. And I don't want to go for a long time here, but there are a lot of gifts. And if you're interested in this sort of stuff, check out the timeline, see all the stuff we've been teaching. The first trimester we do journeys inside it. So it's a monthly program, but we do journeys, 3-month journeys in there, trimesters. And their whole experiences, their deep dives. This first one is going to be about really knowing and understanding yourself, this tracking, these parts of you, creating some inner leadership and some inner counsel around yourself, feeling harmony internally, being able to come into your energy in a congruent way. It's going to be a phenomenal journey. That's the first trimester. We have all these amazing trimesters planned. We really want you to come and be a part of it. So join us in this series for sure, but come and join us in this first trimester because I guarantee you it will blow you away. And we didn't even talk about sisterhood.
Oh, yeah.
Sisterhood is huge for us. Sisterhood is super important to feel truly supported. No judgment, no competition, no fear of being bad. Which often mothers get, like we're really scared of that. None of that exists in our sisterhood. Our sisterhood is built on love and support, and everyone is fully on with our agreements, the content that we have. The sisterhood that's already in there is beautiful.
It's a kind of life-changing, world-changing, healing love.
And it's a really big part. In fact, if you go look at all the client interviews of our past clients on our timeline, that's the first thing they all say.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a superpower of ours.
Totally.
Okay.
Stay tuned in this series.
We would love to see you tomorrow.
See you next one.
Tomorrow, same time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.